Hello, and welcome to the What's New in the Coder interface for 2019. My name is Matt Hyland, and I'm the General Manager here at Codeware. And today I'd like to go through some of our higher level features for you guys to see what new features are really going to benefit you and your workflow. So let's get right into it. So today I'm going to be showcasing SolidWorks, but again, our Codeware interface is supported for both SolidWorks and Autodesk Inventor. So we're going to take this model here because one of the first features I want to show you guys are the section cuts that we've added in. Here. So you can see I've got an offset nozzle, tilted nozzle, things like that. And a real quick reminder here, to export our models, you simply click on the 3D export option right here, and you export out the XML 3D file in here. Now I've already gone ahead and exported this, so what I'll do is I'll switch over to SolidWorks, and I'm using 2018, but we also will be supporting 2019 as well. Very easily, we come to the Tools menu, come to our Codeware menu, select Import Model, and what we'll do is we'll locate that file and we'll click import. And I'm going to create a drawing up for this as well. So everything we're going to see has been automated. So I'll click import and the model will begin coming in. And we've also updated our progress bar here too as well, so you can see exactly where we are with the import process. So we have a very complicated vessel. We can say, okay, we want to give it a little bit more time, things like that. So it's importing currently. Okay, so we're all done. So this drawing's been created, and we're going to come back to this drawing as well. But what I'm going to do is switch over to the model here, and we're going to go through the first feature. So here's our model that you just saw in Compress, export to SolidWorks. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at this cross section. So what we've done is we've made the cuts normal to the center line of the vessel. So if we open up this nozzle and we take a section cut here, so I'll just click on the section mating plane here in SolidWorks, and then I'm just going to click on the section view. Click OK. I'm going to zoom in here. So traditionally what would happen is the opening right here, you can see it's normal to the vessel wall versus being normal to the nozzle. Because this is realistically what we're going to get if we're on a water jet cutter or a flame cutter, things like that. So you can see how much material you're going to need to take off or fill, things like that when you start doing your layouts. So that's what we've done as one of the features. So it's really handy if we've got offset nozzles or tilted nozzles that way as well. And to show us a little bit further, what we can do is open up the cylinder like so, and I can actually roll this out because this is actually brought in as sheet metal. So you just right click on your flat pattern over here, click on suppress, and you can see there is the shell rolled out. So you can see when you zoom in, that's the material that you're going to have afterwards. So if you need to do any final preparations before inserting the nozzle, things like that, you can do it. But you can see that's exactly what we would get on any of our cutting tables as well. So I'll just close this down. So that's one of the features that we added in there. Now the next feature I want to talk about today has to do with the drawing. So I'm going to switch over to the drawing that was generated by the Codeware interface, like so. And we're going to talk about the bill of materials. So as you guys know, we do have our bill of materials, we've got nozzle schedules, we have customizable tables that you can use for these drawings. So, but what we can do is we can actually take the customization even further. And I've done other videos where I show you guys how we bring the properties in, that what you want to see. But what I'm going to do is click on the options button right here. And it's going to open up our Codeware interface, our application options. And on the very first page, there's an option for description setting. So we're going to click on this. And then our description options will open. I'll just expand this here. So what are we looking at? So for every component that comes in from Compress, we have different columns here that we can tell it, we want this particular property to show up in here. So for example, I'll take the cylinder. I want the material specification to show up first. So I've had that selected. But I can select any of the properties that have come over from Compress. Next, I want to see the length, outer diameter, and nominal thickness. And if you happen to actually choose two of the same properties, we'll actually flag this with yellow, so it's just kind of a nice check as well. Now, why is this important? It's because we don't always use the same naming. So if I want to see the length, diameter, thickness, that might only be applicable for a cylinder. But for a formed head, for example, we may want to put a different description, or a nozzle. We might want to change up the order depending on how your shop preferences work. So that's really why we did this. So if you click OK here, and we click OK, what I'm going to do is bring in a bill of materials quickly. So I'll just click on the green check mark here, and I'll drag and drop my bill of materials right here. So this is the standard one that we released, but what we're going to do is we're going to customize it quickly. And again, this works if you want to add other properties, if you want to add columns, just click on the heading here. And you see how it's highlighted? And then within SolidWorks, we click on the column property. So all the custom properties will come up, and again, if you want to add a different column, maybe you've got the process name for it. If it's a process nozzle manway, we want to have that listed, you can do that as well. But what we're going to do is specifically look for a new property I called description. We're going to add it, and I'll just expand this by double clicking on the edge here, and it's been added. So note that for the cylinders, I'll just zoom in here, I wanted the material, which is SA 516 grade 70, followed by the length, the diameter, and the nominal thickness. So you can see how it changes from, say, elliptical head or the nozzle. So it really depends on what you guys want. You can set these up for every individual component. So, sometimes, again, we don't need to call the base ring the same properties as we would for a cylinder. So you get to customize that as well. So that's one of the new features we added in there. Once we get this set, every single drawing, every bomb that you put on the drawing will have these properties associated with it. So that's another one of the big features that we added in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this down, and we're going to shift gears, and we're going to talk about our inspect users. So I'm going to pull up our program inspect, which many of you some of you may or may not know, we do have piping as well as tanks available as well. But we're now supporting the piping export from inspect. So you can see here, here's a B31.3 pipe run. I've got a damage flaw, so I've got metal loss on here. I've got my API 570 inspection points. A lot of good useful information on this. But again, what we're going to do is just click the 3D export option, and we're going to export the pipe run. So then when I come to my Codeware interface, I'll pull up SolidWorks again. It's the same exact workflow as if it was a pressure vessel. Just simply go to the Tools menu, select Codeware, import model, and then select the file, click Open, and click Import. And again, it might, depending on the complexity of the pipe route, most pipe routes aren't too complex. This can take a couple of minutes to bring in. Sometimes it might be done in about 30 seconds. And it's imported. So I'm going to click Close. And here is the pipe run brought into SolidWorks. So a couple things we can do here. If you guys want to do further analysis, maybe you want to run do a pipe stress analysis using the SolidWorks simulation, you can certainly do that. They have a fantastic simulation program. Perhaps you want to make a drawing for it. SolidWorks makes it very easy for you. You just simply come to the piping tab and click on pipe drawing, and it will produce the drawing for you automatically. So as you can see, within a couple clicks, it's come in and even gives you a bill of materials here. Again, we can customize this because this is no different than the bill of materials that we use for our pressure vessels as well, which is nice, especially if you're going out to the field and you want some information put on it. One of the things we do with our pipe runs is we bring over the flaw locations. So for example, I bring this over. We had a metal loss on it. It will actually show up on the pipe run itself. So if you are, let's say you got a 3D PDF viewer, or you have the SolidWorks app, you can actually view these on your phone. So if you are walking around, you need to know where exactly is this metal loss I need to look at, you can see it that way as well. So that's what we've brought in for you guys this year. Again, those are some of the higher level features. If you'd like to see a full listing of everything that we've done, simply come to the Tools menu, select Codeware, come down to the Help menu, and select View History, and you'll get a full listing of all the features we've added in, plus all the maintenance fixes for you as well. And of course, if you guys have any questions at all, or you'd like to see this a little bit further, please feel free to contact sales@codeware.com or give us a call at 941-927-2670. I hope you enjoyed watching today, and have a great day.